Attention passionate Cleveland Browns fans. A major update has just dropped straight out of the AFC North. That could completely change the course of the season. Something big is happening, and it could have a direct impact on the Browns' path toward yet another potential Super Bowl run. We're talking about a shift in the balance of power within the division, one that could cause one of our biggest rivals to take a serious fall in the coming years. But before we get into that, if you're a true Cleveland Browns fan, make sure to subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other get to 1,000 subscribers. Share this with your friends. Now then, let's get to the facts. At the beginning of the offseason, Cleveland Browns defensive end Myles Garrett seemed fed up. The former Defensive Player of the Year demanded a trade, sending shockwaves through both Cleveland and the NFL. It was starting to look more and more like Garrett's time with the Browns had reached a breaking point, as the 29-year-old appeared to be shutting down any chance at reconciliation. Garrett made it clear that he wasn't happy with the direction of the franchise, even going on a public media tour to explain his trade request, something that didn't sit well with many fans. You can only imagine how Garrett's teammates must have felt. Well, the six-time Pro Bowler finally agreed to a 4-year, $160 million contract extension with the Browns in early March, putting an end to all the drama. Or did it? Garrett still had to face his teammates after the entire ordeal, and he recently opened up about how those tough conversations went. "I spoke with my teammates, and they understand that it's a business," Garrett said via Zach Jackson of The Athletic. "We love what we do, and I love this team, and they understand that I was trying to do what's best for me, and after talking with them, like I said months ago, after speaking with General Manager Andrew Berry and head coach Kevin Stefanski about what's best for me and what's best for this team, eventually it all aligned. And now we're looking forward to the future of this team." It seems like just a minute ago, Cleveland Browns fans were burdened with having to worry about saying goodbye to an unhappy edge rusher Myles Garrett, but now Garrett, newly paid and happily back in the fold, is putting himself in charge of some good news for Browns fans. Maybe Garrett knows who this club's next quarterback will be. Now, he's not tipping the team's plans in the month prior to the NFL draft, but as things stand, the Browns have Deshaun Watson and Kenny Pickett manning the quarterback room, and it's pretty clear that if the plan goes right, neither will start in 20-5. Watson is recovering from a second Achilles tear, suffered mere months after his initial surgery, and is likely to be sidelined for much of the year. Pickett will come to Cleveland with a Super Bowl ring but much lesser expectations, having long been demoted to the second string. It isn't entirely clear whether the plan for 2025 involves an established veteran passer or a rookie taken with the second pick come April. Whoever earns that responsibility, though, has plenty of work ahead of them as they hope to bring Garrett back to the playoffs. In the end, Garrett has one requirement for the Browns' next quarterback. Any team that's going to go far needs a quarterback, and one that's young, can learn, and is willing to be patient with the process, Garrett told Browns Radio Network. Per a video from Content Browns, there's going to be some bumps in the road. It's going to be some learning pains. But us as a team has to be able to be a landing pad for him to fall back on, and no being on the defensive side to help him out whenever things go wrong. Garrett can, all by himself, be such a landing pad now that he's got for years, and $160 million on a new deal that keeps him here. So, a quarterback that's young. Is that a hint at Colorado quarterback Shedeur Sanders, who's expected to be the quarterback taken after Miami's Cam Ward at No. 1 landing here? Garrett's comments are in part a response to the decision of Russell Wilson to jump from the Pittsburgh Steelers to the New York Giants, ending any idea that he might join Cleveland. Meanwhile, Garrett said his thoughts extend to any QB who comes to Cleveland. That's not for just a young quarterback. That's for veterans and guys who've been here for a while, Garrett said. So as far as quarterbacks, whether it's one from the draft or an older guy, they have some help not only in their room but from some of the veterans. That's not for just a young quarterback. That's for veterans and guys who've been here for a while, Garrett said. So as far as quarterbacks, whether it's one from the draft or an older guy, they have some help not only in their room but from some of the veterans.